Good afternoon, students. I, Mrs. Susha Zadav, once again welcomes you all in online lecture series 2021-22, organized by BYK College of Commerce. Welcome, students, to the next lecture of Organization of Commerce and Management subject. We are studying chapter 4, that is Business Services, Banking and Online Banking. In last lecture, we will discuss the second business services, that is insurance. So today we will learn meaning, definition and principles of insurance. So let us start. Meaning of insurance. Insurance is a means of protection from financial loss. Financial loss is a cover insurance company, right? Next, it is a form of risk management, primarily used to hedge means finance against the risk of a contingent or uncertain loss. Uncertain loss or contingent loss is a cover insurance company. Next, insurance is a contract between the insurer and the insured, means contract between two person. Insurer means policy insurance company and the insured means policy holder, whereby the insurer agrees to compensate the insured against loss. Next, the insured has to pay certain fixed sum of money on timely basis to the insurer. Insured means policy holder pay some money, fix some money to insurer means insurance company, right? Next, insurance. Definition of insurance. According to Insurance Act of 1938, insurance is defined as a provision which a prudent man makes against inevitable contingencies. Means 75% Indians are not covered by any form of life insurance. Only 25% people Indians are covered by life insurance. So that person is called prudent man. Right? Next, basic terms in insurance are as follows. First, insured, the person who is protected against certain loss. Insured is known as assured. In case of a life insurance contract, he is the policy holder. Insured is a protect against certain loss. So that person is called policy holder, right? Next, insurer, the firm or person who agrees to compensate the insured against losses. For a consideration, insurer is known as assurer in case of life insurance contracts because he is bound to get the sum assured on the maturity of the policy, or the nominee will get the sum assured on the death of the policy holder. Means insurance company is a bond sum assured on the maturity of the policy, or the nominee will get the sum assured on the death of the policy holder, which is a earlier. Okay, right? Next, premium, the consideration for which the insurer agrees to insure the insured, it is paid by the insured to the insurer. Premium is paid monthly, quarterly, half yearly and yearly basis. Means four types premium is paid. Monthly means in month, Quarterly means after 3 months, half yearly means after 6 months, and yearly means one time a year. Right? Next, policy, the statement of contract between the insured and insurer. It contains the terms and conditions of the insurance contract. Terms and conditions is written in a statement of a contract. Right? The next, claim, it is a demand made by the insured to the insurer to compensate for loss occurred due to mischief. The demand made by the insured. Insured means policyholder to insurance company. Right? So, specified risk is a called claim. Right? Next, proposal or return request by the insured to the insurance company to issue an insurance policy. Return request made by the insured. It is called policy, or policy is called proposal. Right? Next, subject matter. Subject matter means it refers to the subject or entity. Is that life is a subject matter on life insurance policy? Property is a subject matter on property policy, and cargo or ship is a subject matter of marine policy, etc., which is ensured against which the policy is taken. Means subject matter is a depend on policy. Right? Next, 7th principle of insurance. First, principle of utmost good faith. Second, principle of insurable interest. Third, principle of indemnity. Next, principle of contribution. Then next, principle of subrogation. Sixth, principle of loss minimization. And seventh, principle of causa proxima. 7 principle of insurance. Right? The next, principle of insurance. First principle, utmost good faith. In all types of insurance contract, both the parties must have utmost good faith towards each other. Both the party means insurance company and policy holder. Right? The next, the insurer and insured must disclose all material facts clearly, completely, and correctly. Means provide correct information or through information. Right? The next, the insured must provide complete, clear, and correct information of the subject matter of insurance to the insurer. Means life insurance, there is a life insurance, life information is provided clear and correct. Right? Then next, for example, Mr. Shantanu has not provided information regarding his heart surgery at the time of taking policy. After his death, insurance company comes to know about this fact. As Mr. Shantanu has not provided correct and complete information at the time of taking policy, insurance company can refuse to give compensate to his family members. right? Then next, insurable interest. Second principle of insurable interest. Insurable interest means some financial interest in the subject matter. Means in life insurance, subject matter is a life, right? The insured must have insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance. Insurable interest is applicable to all insurance contracts. Means life insurance contract, property insurance contract, fire insurance contract, and marine insurance contract, right? It is said to have insurable interest in subject matter. When the existence of the subject matter puts the insured in financial benefits. Existence of the subject matter puts the insured in a financial benefits. So financial benefit is a most important. Let us see example of insurable interest. For example, a person has insurable interest in his own life and own property. Second example, a businessman has insurable interest in the goods he deals and in the property of business, right? The next, third principle, principle of indemnity. This principle of insurance states that insurance makes good the monetary loss suffered by the insured. Indemnity means a guarantee or assurance to put the insured in same financial position in which he was immediately prior to the happening of the uncertain event. This principle is applicable to fire, marine, and general insurance. It is not applicable to life insurance as loss of life can never be measured in monetary terms. So it is not applicable to life insurance, right? The next, for example of indemnity, if property is insured for rupees 2 lakhs and if the loss by fire is rupees 1 lakh, then the insured can claim compensation of rupees 1 lakh only because property's value is 2 lakh, but insured is claim only 1 lakh. So compensation is got only 1 lakh rupees, right? The next, principle of subrogation. This principle is applicable to all contract of indemnity. As per this principle, after the insured is compensated for the loss due to damage of the property, insured then the right of ownership of such property passes on to the insurer. Property right is the most important in this principle, right? Then next, this principle is applicable only when the damaged property has any value after the event causing the damage. Property is a valuable, that time only this principle is applicable, right? The next, principle of subrogation. For example, Mr. A owns a two-wheeler. The vehicle was stolen and subsequently Mr. A filed a complaint in local police station. Upon receiving a report from police, the insurance company compensated fully Mr. A for the loss of the vehicle. Later on, the stolen vehicle was recovered by police. In this situation, the owner of the vehicle does not have any claim over the vehicle as he has already subrogated is that transfer the ownership rights of the vehicle to the insurer. Means ownership is a transfer one person to another person, right? So here is a claim is a transfer one person to another person. The insurer gets every right to sell or to scrap the said vehicle. Next, principle of contribution. This principle is applicable to all contracts of indemnity where the insured has taken out more than one policy for the same risk or subject matter. Means in life insurance, here is a taken more than insured has taken policy the same risk. Means subject here is a life is a subject matter and there is a taken policy. So this principle is applicable of all contracts, right? Under this principle, the insured can claim the compensation only to the extent of actual loss, either from one insurer or all the insurers. If the one insurer pays full compensation, then that insurer can claim proportionate amount from other insurers from whom insured has taken policy. For example, Mrs. Siley insures her property of rupees 2,50,000 with two insurers, with the insurance company for rupees 1 lakh, 2/5 of the property value, and our insurance company for rupees 1 and our insurance company for rupees 1 lakh 50,000, 3/5 of the property value. If Messrs. Siley property is destroyed and the loss is worth rupees 1 lakh 20,000, then both insurance companies will contribute towards actual loss. Means Siley is taken, Mrs. Siley is taken contribution of policy. So both insurance companies will contribute towards actual loss, right? Next, principle of mitigation of loss. Insured must always try to minimize the loss of the property in case of uncertain events. The insured should take all the necessary steps to minimize the loss when the insured event, say fire, takes place. Hence, it is a responsibility of the insured to protect the property and avoid loss. For example, a house of Mr. Jayant is on fire due to electric short circuit. In this case, Mr. Jayant cannot remain passive and must try his best to save his house from fire. Mr. Jayant must be active and cannot watch his house burn just because house is insured. Next, last principle of causa proxima. Principle of causa proxima means when a loss is caused by more than one causes, then proximate cause of loss should be taken into consideration to decide the liability of the insurer. The property is insured against some causes and not against all causes. In such a case, the proximate cause of loss bound is to be found. If the proximate cause is the one which is insured against, the insurance company is bound to pay compensation and vice versa. For example, a house was insured against the risk of theft. There was a theft in the house, and before leaving, the house was set on fire by thieves. Now there are two causes of loss, theft and fire, and the nearest causes of loss was fire. As the house was insured against theft and not by fire, the insured will be not get any compensation from insurance company for loss by fire, but he will get the compensation for the property lost by theft because he is taken insurance policy for loss by theft. So insurance company only cover the loss by theft, right? Hope you understood all definition, meaning and principles of insurance. For better understanding, watch all OC's video carefully and